It's live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Platinum City Gaming Live. You know what, though? I think we changed the name. I think we're officially going to be PCG Live. That's what we're going to call the show,
Yes.
Chris. What's going on?
Yes. What's going on, my good man?
Nothing much. Good to see you, man.
I know, right? I was like, I'm not used to webcams. It's been so long. Like, when I plugged it up, when we first, got online, all of a sudden I'm like doing like, oh god,
You're like the grandmother that's using the webcam for the first time, like all in the camera. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's too funny, man. But no, man, what's going on, dude? Good to see you from Massachusetts to Texas, man. That's how we do it here.
Sir. I know exactly.
But
what's been going on with you, buddy?
Nothing much, dude. I figure we can start off the show with talking about what we've been playing, I guess. I guess we can start the show off that way. Last night, I started Far Cry. Far Cry 4, yeah. Yep.
Ooh,
Took it from the launch. Because, all right, my whole dilemma was this, right? Went to bed, and I'm like, I got to get into a game. Right, I was like, no, it wasn't last night. It was Saturday night because I closed up the lounge early because another disappointment in the tournament. But we'll talk about that later. But I was like, all right, I got to get into a game, and I was frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't feel like putting up with Final Fantasy Type 0 right now. So I was like, it's not going to be that game. So I'm looking through the games. I'm like, you know what? Everyone keeps talking about Far Cry. Let's get into Far Cry. So I started that, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. I mean, I played it a little bit before, so it wasn't like something new. But this is my first time actually getting into it and really playing it, and I'm impressed, man. I like the game a lot.
Well, and from everyone that I've said play it, I'm like, I so want to get it, but I'm like, it's the price point to me. It's like it's almost there because I don't want to get it, and then all of a sudden it dropped to 40. Like the next week, I'm like, so
right. It's dropped a few times. I don't know what the current price is right now, but I do know that it's dropped a few times here and there. So that's kind of what my feelings is with Bloodborne right now. Is I'm kind of on the fence because I'm like, you know what? Everyone's playing it and everyone loves it, but the main point is it's going to drop very soon. I know it's going to, so I think I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, and I was watching my buddy play it on Twitch, and I'm like, I'm watching him, and at the same point, I'm kind of like, I'm like a backseat gamer, I won't like interrupt somebody, but like I'm sitting back there, I'm like, okay, that's a collision error.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, which I kind of like, and that's what I love about Twitch because it's kind of like the review.
Right.
I watch people play it and actually play it, not like a demo, not a stage or anything, but just actually. And I'm kind of like that. That to me is going to be a discount game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I foresee it dropping pretty quick.
Yeah. I think it's such a frenzy right now, and everybody loves it. And everyone's playing it, and like everyone's like, "Oh, you got to play it now, so that way you can find the bugs." I'm not that type of player. Like, first of all, I don't even really want to play with people online. The only people I'd play with, like I told you, Matt, and Chris, and maybe Corey and stuff. But I don't want to get into hardcore with somebody that I don't know. So that's supposedly like a good feature in it. But I don't care if nobody's playing. If that game's that good, everyone's gonna be playing still at that time when it goes discount. If anything, more. So.
Yeah, and I'm the same exact way. Like, I'm probably the only person I played Call of Duty from the second one, Modern Warfare 2, all the way to Black Ops, and have 0% log on online. I'm like, I don't care for it. But like you said, all of a sudden, if I can see you on, throw an invite or whatever, I'm like, that's going to be great.
Right.
My concern is because they threw the co-op into a game like this, like it's going to be like a Dragon Age.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm concerned with. Like, it looks cool on paper, but like when you actually get it, then you're kind of like, no, probably not.
Right. Yeah, the Dragon Age, man. Oh, dude, night and day difference online, bro. Like I told you, I was like, man, Watch it. I was like, play it. You're like, what was it like the game? I'm like, dude, just play it. I was like, you'll see. And we couldn't figure it out for shit.
No, dude, like it's awkward because it ran parallel with the game, but then it kind of didn't, and it's like they were two completely separate entities. Like there was no reason to play the multiplayer because it didn't affect anything with the single player.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, it's too awkward to put an investment in.
Yeah. Did you finally end up beating that?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you told me that you just recently beat it.
Yeah, I platinumed it, I think, like a month or so ago. And, dude, I had 275 hours
I was just going to ask you that. How many hours did you put into it?
Yeah, dude, it was... Okay, because, I had the trophy glitch. So I was kind of, like, a little pissed off about that. And then all of a sudden... Yeah, because it was a normal glitch because it's, like, one of, like, the handful of trophy glitches, but, like, with the dragons. Went through, killed all the dragons. I'm like, no trophy. I'm like... So, thank God it was the first dragon. Like, it's where it glitched out for me. So, as soon as I went through and I played it on casual the second time, and dude, if you want to play that game, casual is fun.
Yeah.
Because compared to Nightmare, it's just like, you're just going like this, and you're just...
praying and hoping.
Dude, I went in as a warrior the second time. Dude, I'm just, like, slaughtering everyone. So, like, I killed the first dragon, also the thing popped up, and platinum, and I'm like, and I push the power, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. So, I'm
one of those kind of deals.
Great game.
Yeah, I mean, I got into it for the first maybe half an hour, and I enjoyed it. But it was just during the time that I was playing Last of Us, and I tried a lot of game during those times, but I was just like, I have to beat Last of Us first. So, I don't know if Far Cry is going to be my game that I'm going to decide to beat next. I'm very up and down with my games and how I beat them and when I beat them and stuff like that. But I do want to beat that game, so I think I'm going to make it my next game. But like I'm in the debate too because I got the G155 and I'm thinking about starting to bring that to work and play PlayStation 3 games on it. So I'm thinking about kind of splitting up my time at the lounge, maybe get into some time as well. But when I'm at work, play my PlayStation 3, and then when I'm at home before bed, play my PlayStation 4, and it's just trying to kill, a few birds with one stone. I'm actually even thinking about breaking out my PSV, which I've been using a little bit. I've been updating and stuff, and I play, I can't think of the name. It's a 2D game. It's very indie, like very, very indie, and it was a free game, and we got it probably around the time it just started with the free games. Very simple game, and I've been playing that, and I'm pretty far in that, and I love the game because it's something quick, easy to turn on. You beat a level and you're done, and you just kind of shut it off. So, but it's pretty cool. So I've been playing that a lot on the PSV. So, but I'm thinking about switching it up with a couple of this month's games that they've been giving away. So we'll see what happens.
Well, and it's hard because like with all the games coming out, and and I'm in the same boat with you with Type 0 because it's kind of like I want to play it,
right?
And at the same point, I'm kind of like, I have that disconnect, like you were saying, because it's kind of like it's a good game, but the story is so convoluted.
Yes,
and it's like all over the place.
Yep.
A game I actually downloaded was Axiom Verge, I believe, on the game that one guy pretty much made, and I think EA gave him like so much money or whatever to go ahead and just finish it, and like it's a throwback to Metroid, like flat out. Like everything from it's a 2D scroller, and because I think they had a discount on it this week actually.
The spring PlayStation discount.
Yeah. I got a little into that, but it's kind of like I have Type 0 nagging at the back of me, like I want to play it, but it's kind of like I've got to drag myself to do it because my buddy let me borrow Hardline.
Okay.
And now, dude, I'm looking at Hardline. It's a physical copy and 50 gigs.
Yeah.
Install.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, it's better than Xbox, man, because like Xbox makes you install the entire game to play it. Like PlayStation, it doesn't do that. You do need some space, but it's not the entire game. Xbox, you have to download the entire game, and it's not playable without the disc. It makes no sense. I can't fathom that and make sense of why. Like, you're gonna make me download the entire game, but then I need the disc to play it. Like, I'm not. The digital, man, I'm telling you, Xbox really, if you ask me, Xbox is fucked up on so many levels, and I've started to realize that more and more when I play with Xbox and play with PlayStation. There's so many flaws. Like, I'm not even going to get into that, but...
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely a whole nother freaking show. But, yeah, so we want to get into the topic, so... well, other than that, was there any other games that you were playing? What's the new game you're going to get into now that you're done with Dragon Age? Is it Hardline?
No.
Well, what you think about Hardline? Because I've been playing that. I've been playing that in NHL a lot. The lounge, actually.
Well, and because I just got it today, so like I have yet to even start it. But dude, 50 gigs and like all my library is digital, and I think I may have like 80 left because I just pushed off all my Dragon Age movies, 14 movies, and everything. But I'm not into first-person shooters. However, what's that game by not Konami, but not Tecmo. Anyways, it's Dragon Scale. I was actually thinking about picking that up. Like the mixture of Dynasty Warriors has dragons in it and everything. I'm kind of thinking either going that one or picking up Borderlands, the Handsome Jack edition.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I do have the second one already, beat it and everything, but for the game, you get the pre-sequel with it and all of the DLCs for Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel, plus your save games carry over from the PS3.
That's crazy.
Onto that. Yeah, so I'm like, so I don't know, dude. I'm kind of in an influx because I have a ton of games I want to get into, but it's kind of like, I know when I sit down to play one, like I'm going to want to beat it. So I don't know, dude. I'm juggling a few at the moment.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as me, as it sounds like right now. It's like, okay, which one do I want to beat? I still haven't played Infamous Second Son yet, which like I told you, I've played it, but I haven't started it, like really, and it's because I want to be the second Infamous. I want to be Infamous 2 first. So that's why I'm kind of debating on going back and plugging my PlayStation 3, which, by the way, I don't know if I told you, my PlayStation 3 wouldn't turn on for a while, and I kind of just left it. I'm like, you know what, I'll get to it when I get to it. And then finally one day I was like, all right, it's time to get to it, and I got to it, and it was actually just the hard drive, but I had to just replace the hard drive. The hard drive failed, and I just thought about it today that that means all my saved games for any game I had in there is probably gone. So,
well, you have Plus, so it should be on the cloud, actually.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm debating, is I'm wondering if it's still on the cloud, so I gotta test that theory out. But I don't know. I don't think I got very far in Infamous 2. So have you, before we get into our big topic, because we can actually merge these two together with prices, have you got to use PlayStation Now?
No.
No?
I honestly, I completely forgot I had it until I got the auto withdrawal.
Oh, shit.
Like, $20 is gone. And I'm like, huh? And all of a sudden I look at my PlayStation Now, I'm like, oh. Okay.
You didn't cancel it, did you?
Oh, no, dude.
Okay, so listen, right? I've been using it aggressively, actually. And, like, what I mean aggressively, like, I haven't been serious about a game yet on it, but I've been playing it, like, all the games I possibly can just to play it. And every time you play it, it puts the icon on there. And I'm like, you know, I should start all these because people don't know I have the games. They don't know to use PlayStation Now, which I think I'm going to start putting up signs like what each station has, because they pretty much all had the same thing. But now they're starting to be a little bit different because I'm running out of hard drive space. So, like, one PlayStation has PlayStation Now because, as you know, you can't share PlayStation Now. So, so what I'm going to do is put a sign, this has PlayStation Now, play PlayStation 2 games, blah, 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 you know, and just kind of explain it a little bit. But, oh, my screen blacked out. Oh, there it is. So I've been playing it, and I'm super impressed, man. I absolutely love it. I think it's definitely worth the $20 a month that you pay. You know, it's you get hundreds of games, and they're not even just like any PlayStation 3 games. They're like the top of the line. Like, I've won at Saints Row 4. I have Saints Row 4 now, you know, and I was thinking about buying it for the PS4 because that's what I was waiting for. But why? I mean, now it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same thing, and not just that, dude. It saves over the cloud. So now when I log in on PlayStation Now at home,
Yeah.
I actually have the same saved games I've had anywhere else. It just starts me right off. So the saved games are built into the games.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
I'm absolutely in love with that. So I've been playing Saints Row. What's the driving one? Grid. I played a
Ooh,
lot of
yeah.
Dead or Alive, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
There's so many games I've been playing. I'm just like every time I see a game, I'm like, oh, I want to play that. Like, ooh, I want to
Uh,
play that. So PlayStation Now is awesome. So now the deal with the price thing, I think the $20 is definitely worth it. The only thing that's frustrating is me being a monthly subscriber. All
mhm.
right, they go on the same price scheme in how things work like Amazon does, and I hate it. I hate the way Amazon does it, but for some reason it does make sense. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I hate the way
What do
they
you
do
mean?
it, but it makes sense. So
Like
for
the $20 a month?
yeah, so example, right?
Mhm.
Amazon Prime, you pay $80 a year, and you have a
Yeah.
part of their streaming service. Now, with their
Mhm.
streaming service, you also can rent movies as well. So you don't
Okay.
have just the titles that they have; they also have brand new titles that you have to pay extra for. That bothers
Yeah.
me, knowing that I'm paying you for a service, but then there's still things I have to pay for. But now
Like the
this is
brand new
why
ones.
I think it makes sense. It's because it's
Mhm.
newer content. So, for example, like The Walking Dead. If you want the newest
Yeah.
season before it gets out on DVD, you can watch it like that next day, and you have to pay $1.99. At first, I hated it, but now that I've been
Yeah.
using it for Walking, I'm like, you know what? It makes sense,
Yeah.
because it's not out yet, so to speak. So they have to charge you per. So,
Okay.
but with PlayStation, I don't think they have a reason to do that, and it's frustrating that okay, I'm going to charge you $20 a month for you to use games, but guess what? You can only use these 100. If you want these other ones, you have to rent them, and I don't like that. I don't like how that
No.
works. I'm not a fan. It should be a part of the whole $20 thing.
Yeah, and that's difficult because to me that's almost like apples and oranges because like Amazon has so many different services, that sort of encompass it, and like which TV shows you can get into that gray area where it's like, yeah, new, never seen, nobody else has it. With PlayStation Now, for instance, we've all played these games,
Hmm.
and if I'm paying for $20 a month, I want access to the complete library.
Yep.
And especially as if these are games I've already played, these aren't new games.
Hmm.
This isn't anything new. So why am I paying for your service and paying for the games? Now, cause since I haven't really booted it up, is it still the same rental tier as it was before?
What do you mean, like as far as like how the games rent per? See, I don't know because I don't
Yeah.
look at. I just look at subscription games, so I don't even look at the
Uh,
rental tier. As soon as I go in there, I just get my subscription games and just walk away because that rental thing just drives me nuts.
if it's the same tier, I'm gonna be like, oh god, like I don't understand that. Like and I never did it. We went off on this before, and it's just kind of like I don't understand that. So I'm hoping maybe like a few months down the road, we'll call this like post beta or whatever, that they're just gonna be like, okay, I wouldn't even mind. Let's just say because it's Sony and they're greedy, an extra $10 more, and be like your entire library,
Hmm.
and then maybe do a tiered subscription, monthly subscription plan. Like if you want some of the games, this one, all the games, maybe go a little higher if price point is what it is.
Right. Like I told you before, like I would go up to about $50 a month. You know what I mean for that subscription, depending on the amount. Where they have, I think the price right now is perfect for the amount that they have. But like I
Yeah,
said, that it's frustrating to know that there's other games out there that you rent and it's not a part of the subscription, and that's very
yeah.
frustrating to me. I don't like that there's other games out there and it's not a part of my $20 a month thing. That doesn't make me very happy camper. But I just ignore them like I have and pretend that they don't exist, and then I keep playing the games that I can. So
Until that one game comes up, and then
yeah,
you're like,
it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I haven't even looked at the
yeah.
list, so I'm like, because I know if I look at the list, I'm gonna just be pissed off. So, but.
Yep. And jumping back to like list of games,
Mhm.
like I just went down the list of Nintendo's pushing through Super Nintendo 64 into their Wii U library.
Mhm.
Like they're pushing more games. I'm reading down the list, dude, and they have Mario RPG in there, and they have like Mario 64 and everything in their virtual store now. So I'm like, oh god. So I'm it's one of those things. It's like you're just expanding more and more, which I'm happy Nintendo's doing that. But it's like I don't need any more games to play.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Now, are you talking about just their virtual thing for the Wii U, or are you talking about their whole new service thing that they're going to do with phones now, that they're going to make emulators for the phones? We haven't even got into that yet, which I actually want to read up more before we bring that up in the show, so maybe next week we'll talk about that. But that's a very interesting topic to have, is people making a kind of... People know that, me being a gamer, they come to me, they're like, oh, did you hear about the Nintendo thing? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, isn't that cool? And I'm like, no. I was like, because if I want an emulator, I could just download one for free and just put an unlimited amount of emulators on it. So, but in a sense, for gaming, is it good? Yes, because there's not everyone that knows what to do with emulators. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know how to install emulators. So it's like now it's going to kind of get people on the cell phones back into Nintendo and start. And I think Nintendo's going to make a killing off it. I just know they will. Just not off like the hardcore gamers that I'm like, you know what? I can just get an emulator for free.
Yeah, which is true, but mobile games suffer from microtransactions and the paywall. I mean, if you take Pokemon Shuffle, if there is any, I guess, way to cut your teeth on it, like I know it's a free game and everything, but it's kind of like a stand game. Mm-hmm. And I think I don't understand. I'm not 100% sure. And once again, I didn't bother reading into it because Nintendo's always taken a stance. We're not doing mobile games, and not even a month prior to that news, they're like, we are not doing mobile games. And then all of a sudden, okay, we're going to have... I'm just worried because...
Going to have an entire service.
and not even that, but you know how restrictive Nintendo is? Mm-hmm. Like, just with everything. So, I'm being a pessimist, and I know we're just going to save this for another podcast. I don't foresee Nintendo doing this properly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I'm not excited about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like other people are like, oh, this is great. Like, it's a good step for them because it's going to hit up those people that are casual gamers that do love those classic games. But I'm not making a big deal about it. I think the thing that they need to do is make the service like PlayStation did. I think Xbox needs to do the same thing. I think all three consoles should have a monthly service where I can play those games. And I think the company that can do it the most accurate and the best is actually Nintendo, because they have an infinite amount of games. Their library is beyond the size of any game system that exists, and they could make a killing off it. And they could. There's so many different ways they can do it. They can do the tiers where it's like, okay, this tier you get Nintendo, this tier you get Super Nintendo, this tier you get this, and then you can pay for the ultimate package for $75. And I'm being sarcastic, but $75 a month, you can get any system, any game that we come out with, and every month come out with like. They have enough games that every month they can come up with 5 games, and they could keep customers satisfied for 3 years. Like, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, and I'm hoping that they do some sort of like a Club Nintendo, because they're revamping their Club Nintendo, and it's not going to be called Club Nintendo anymore, whatever it's going to be called. But I'm hoping that it's going to go into some sort of subscription-based kind of like that, like you said, and we're not getting mobile games. We're getting emulators that give access to their back library. I mean, we've already seen Square Enix be able to do it. And if they can transition their games over...
But I don't want it on the phone. I want it on my system. Like, I want to be able to download this thing on the Wii U, and now I can pick the console that I want to play, and it's the real console, and it's just like the real game. And it's just like what PlayStation 4 did with the Now. Just like PlayStation 4 did with the Now. Nintendo could make a killing. People would flock to the Wii U for something like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying across multiple systems.
Yeah.
And phone, tablets. I mean, if they want to break into it the correct way, to me, that's how I see them doing it. Mm-hmm. Because I don't see their IPs being mobile friendly. Let's just put it that way.
No. I have you ever played an emulator on your phone?
Yes.
The only emulator that I like was Game Boy, and even that bothered me.
Yeah, because I don't like touch controls. Like,
no, not at all.
Not being able to do both at the same time, and I'm just kind of like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done with this.
yeah. Like Pokemon was the only game that I could play on my phone because it was the only thing that made fucking sense.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but even not touching the controller physically just drove me nuts. It really bothered me. So some people it doesn't matter. For me, I just can't do it. I need to physically feel the buttons that I'm pushing, and it just makes me feel better. So
I like that would push me actually to buy a Bluetooth controller.
yeah,
You know, I
yep.
would
No,
if they did that.
I shopped for one.
Yeah, I looked. I'm like, I don't want to right now. You know, but hey, speaking of cloud gaming potentially, what do you think about Sony's little acquisition of online?
I don't know what it's kind of, to tell you the truth, I don't know what it means because they already bought Ganya or whatever it was, and that's what allowed them to do PlayStation Now. I don't know what this is going to do for them. I'm wondering if they're using it to expand their services to make it a more powerful service. I don't know what they have. That company has that Sony wants. I mean, they're not just buying it; they're shutting it down. Like it's not like they're buying it and
Yes.
keeping it going. They're saying, "Yeah, your service is no longer going to be available." Like,
Yeah.
and that's still like that was still a selling device. So, I mean, I wonder how they're going to recomp these other people. Like, they're going to give them PlayStation points or something because they got to give them something.
Well, and no, and you know, from a legal standpoint, I'm not a lawyer, but maybe if you give them a heads up notice, like, hey, your services are going to be discontinued in 6 months, which I think 6 months to a year, they said they're going to end up dismantling it. What I'm curious about is because online is more of a hardware based thing. So if we can see some sort of proprietary, like a Vita TV style PlayStation Now unit,
Hmm.
maybe that's the only thing reason why you would acquire another cloud gaming company and dismantle it. You know, because you're just harvesting it. That's the only thing I can think of, which I'm kind of excited for. But it's Sony, so I'm not holding my breath on that.
Yeah, I'm curious on where they were going with that because when I read that article, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. And at first I saw it dismantled. I'm like, and there's Sony.
yeah. I'm like again. Is it just a business move? Is it something that they're like, hey, buy, sell, that's it? It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But they're not selling. They're buying and, like you said, dismantling. So it's like, what exactly was the benefit of doing this? So I'm kind of curious. I've been trying to read up
Yeah.
on it and try to find it. So,
Mhm.
but so you wanted to get into console prices a little bit. So now, what did you want to get into exactly with what's going on in that world?
Well, and you know, because we have this debate at work, and it's one of these things. It's kind of like, so you know, you have your fanboys, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo. Well, not really Nintendo fanboys. It's just everyone likes Nintendo, but it's kind of like Xbox has been riding the roller coasters, essentially trying to play catch up, like you know PS3 did last gen. But it's like, okay, what bothers me with the Xbox is kind of like they unbundled the Kinect and then rebundled it at its discounted price. Like what, 250? I think you can pick up a Xbox One with Kinect, and they're saying like because Sony is still hovering at $400. You know, and I'm reading a lot of flack that Sony should be dropping their price according to the Wii U. You know, has already dropped $50, and Xbox we know dropped almost $100 out of the gate, and then another 50 to 100. You know, within the past few months. So it's kind of like, you know, is Sony being greedy, or do you think they have every right to write out the $400 because they're still outpacing, you know, Xbox and Nintendo? You know.
Well, I think the situation is this. I think they were priced competitively right from the beginning. And I think
Yeah.
that's what got them started out the gate perfect was right from the very beginning. Like right from the very beginning, it was just like, hey, listen, you know what? We're going to be competitive. And it allowed them to use that price for so many years. And now with Xbox fluctuating, they have to fluctuate their price to kind of match it. They took a long time to finally do it. It took them to this Christmas to drop that price to a price where it was reasonable, where it was like, hey, you know what? We're finally doing this to the same price as our competitors because they took away the extra things that nobody really wanted it. So in that sense, I think they're still doing okay. Now, a price that I've been seeing, I'm trying to find it. That's why my eyes are kind of like wandering all over the place. There's a website. I'm going to butcher this name because I don't know what. Rutukin or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And they have their list price was $399, but they dropped it down to $379.99. But right now, this week, they have a deal for it's $346.99. So I've been seeing this happen a lot, actually, with video game console prices, and it's like you're almost an idiot if you pay a full price for any console, because it's like if you look hard enough, it's not it's not very hard to find it. You know what I mean, for that deal price again. So in a sense, I think Sony's okay, because there are a lot of places that are doing the discounts with them off and on. So their numbers are still going down. I think they're going to get to a point where they have to drop down to 350. As stupid as it sounds, but you're going to get to a certain shelf life time where you need to adjust the price now, because more than half your market has already got the system. So now you got to get that other half to get it, and the shelf life, the shelf market sticker for it's had to drop down at some point. Like, what is that shelf life for that system to be at 400? And we're coming up on the 3-year mark. No, 2-year mark. Because was it a full year this year?
Yes.
This
last year.
Yeah, like this last.
It was a full year last year, so we're coming on 2-year mark.
Yeah, so we're coming on the 2-year mark. So, with that situation coming around, like it's important to please the customers that you haven't got to buy your system yet. So I think it's coming soon. I don't know when. I don't know how much, but I think the reason why they didn't have to adjust their price, like they said, everyone asked them during this year's holiday, "Oh, you guys gonna plan on drop your price?" It's like, what do you mean? Our price is already like, we'll add a game to it, which is what they did. You know what I mean? But they're like, our price was already competitive from the beginning, so why would we have to? And I agree. I think that they were right.
Well, and okay, so then here's my other thing. So what would be the equivalent of an actual price drop versus all these bundles? I mean, are you still saving, or would you rather have a core system at, so let's say, 300, or pick up the system, quote unquote, full price and have like two games bundled with it, or the PlayStation, not Sony, the PlayStation Eye, or another controller? To me, that's where it's kind of a toss-up, because I think Sony is, in a way, lowering their price to try to be competitive, because if you notice, there are so many PS4 bundles out there right now. And it's kind of like Xbox is pretty much console, Connect, and that's really about it. So I don't know, like, I want to say Sony is, but you have a good point, because it's kind of like, why lower the price if you don't have to? People are still buying it, and it is still worth what price point it's at. So I don't know. It's one of those. It's just general.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Now, what do you feel about game prices, as far as what a brand new game pretty much costs? Like, do you feel that where we are in the world, as far as how the market's working for game prices, do you think that they have adjusted it right? It's according to what a game should cost. Like, should games be costing $60 a whack, or do you feel that it's about time? You guys have been charging us $60 for the last couple generations. You know what? We got to bring it back. We got to bring it down. These games that you're giving us are not worth $60 anymore.
Well, that's kind of iffy, because if we take out of perspective the fact that, okay, probably Blu-ray to manufacture these games, the overhead you have just with physical copies. I hate to say it, but I almost kind of think we're on point with where we should be from a physical perspective, like technology especially. However, quality-wise, no. And I guess, this is going to be probably a one-sided thing, but I'm thinking because we're getting a lot of vanillaware that we probably shouldn't be paying $60 for. Mm-hmm. Like, you bring up the issue with, okay, let's just take a franchise. Battlefield, Hardline. Do I want to say that's a $40 game? Yes. Do I want to say it's $60? No. And the reason I say that is because even though you're getting more out of it, more in addition to Battlefield 4, Battlefield 4 already laid the groundwork. So essentially you're building onto that. Now, without knowing the back end, production development, things like that, it could be swaying either way. I don't think a lot of games that have come out this generation so far are worth $60. Like, let's just take the order. And I'll swing to last gen, Watch Dogs, Battlefield 4. I'm not even going to go computers because they don't dabble in $60 typically. But, I mean, we've had a lot of disappointing games. And so from a quality standpoint, I'd say no.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of where I stand with it because of the quality that we've been getting. Every game is broken. So it's like, at what point is the value of our game going to drop because of the value of the product you guys are giving us is bad, especially with AAA. Now, with that being said, though, Chris, right? Is the marketing, do you feel, is kind of screwing themselves? Because, okay, a good example. These games are coming out brand new, $60, but within a month they're hitting sales for like $50. Or like with me, I joined Best Buy Gamer Club, so now I get 20% off brand new games. No matter what the price of the game is, I'm getting 20% off a brand new game. So I'm paying like I think the price comes out to 45 or 50. And my math is awful, but it's like 50 something bucks. You know what I mean? And then I get my rewards point or whatever. Yeah, I'm spending money. I spent I think $30 to get that thing, but I'm way beyond saving more at the end of the day. Like I'm saving more than that $30. Like I already saved that $30 after 3 games. I've already spent that 30. Now that any game I buy after that is all it's wish wash now. So and with that being said, is there a way? I mean, do you see them coming down now? Because now people are just waiting. They're like, listen, if this is going to go, I'm not going to buy the $60 on the day of release just to have it first. Is that something that we can control by stop buying games when they come out and then wait until they go on sale? Or are they going on sale because so many people are buying it when it first comes out on release, and then now they're like, okay, we made our money, let's drop it, and for the rest of the people to buy it? I mean, it's tough, and especially with digital games going out there. I'm still frustrated that I'm paying the same price for a digital game than I am a hard copy. I mean, it's just I don't know why is it the same price? It's less money to manufacture something that's digital opposed to something hard copy, and I'm still paying. I understand I have it for life now opposed to a disc where if something happens to that disc I don't have to worry about it anymore. If something happens to that disc it's gone forever opposed to digital. I have it forever, but what am I paying you for? You know what I mean? Like you're making more money, way more money on the digital than you are on the game, making it physical because of the fact that now you don't have to pay for the box. You don't have to pay for the paper. You don't have to pay for the disc. You don't have to pay for making the disc. So at what point in time do you see them bringing down the price at all for that?
Digital, yes. But right now, I mean, digital is making more of a progressive move than it has over the past, say, 5-10 years. Honestly, the biggest push I've seen for digital has been the last 2 years. Preloaded games, day one digital. 2 years ago, I think, is when they really started doing day one digital. I think right now, okay, see, all right, let me backpedal. So, I think what's happening is games are going at 60. They're getting hyped up, and this is going to be another whole topic because I think reviews are being kind of padded and almost one-sided IGN. So it's one of those, I think the game is being hyped up to sell at the price point. You can tell the integrity of a game is when within the first month it's already down to $40. Or if it's a really bad game, it's within like the first week or two. Digital games, however, I don't ever foresee why I have to pay $60 for a digital game. And you're paying the same license and everything, but you don't have the overhead. You don't have the manufacturing cost to make a physical disc. You don't have the storage costs. You don't have yada yada, so forth and so on. You said Microsoft has been screwing up a lot this generation, which they have. However, they're one of the first ones out to the gate that are offering $50, I think, for downloaded games, as opposed to $60.
Who is
for
that?
The full retail. Microsoft. They're actually giving you a discount for digital games.
When? Always?
As far as what I've heard. But I thought they were. Now that you've said that,
I'll have to look. I'll have to double check because I don't pay
um,
attention. I haven't actually bought a digital game in a while through this. So I bought it when I
okay.
got the lounge is when I got it all.
Oh no, fair enough. Then I believe they were, but that could have changed. I do believe we need to start paying less for digital games. However, okay, now this goes into another kind of spin-off. I don't think our infrastructure can handle cheaper digital games because then that would push more people to do it. And I think that would be putting a burden on our system if you were to try to push everyone going to make it more appealing for more people to do digital. And once again, that's a whole nother issue, net neutrality. We can put that into a whole nother podcast. But I think there's a lot of factors that need to come into account if we wanted to make cheaper digital games and have more people buy it and to it almost be as viable as a physical game. Do I think physical games will stop being made? No. Do I see more of a push towards digital? Yes. And I think the biggest thing is especially with the people at work, that people are afraid if you go digital, you don't own the game, which I don't understand that mindset.
Yeah, you own it forever.
You just own the medium.
Yeah.
That's it. Whether you don't own the IP if you have a physical copy, because you break it, it scratches, your DVD burns out, your system burns up. So many things can go wrong. But I think when games start going cheaper, then our infrastructure itself will have to compensate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think our internet speeds right now overall can handle that burden of everyone at one time
Always
pulling off,
digital.
downloading. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think us being digital only isn't going to be for a very, very, very long time. And like you said, infrastructure wise, until there's like everyone's running at least a gig in their house, I just don't see it happening. And something like that would be more efficient for something like that, so to speak. So
Yeah.
but I mean, it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, everybody wants this and everybody wants that, but they don't see the outlasting consequence of having something like that.
Yeah. And once again, it goes beyond what we as gamers want. I think that's dabbling into more of like a net neutrality kind of thing, because it's one of those things. Yeah, we want it, but there's a lot on the back end that needs to change, as opposed to just putting a disc in and just having it, I guess, isolated to home. But on that note, prices on season passes. I mean, how do you feel about that? I'm going to throw Call of Duty under the bus, because $60 for a season pass for 4 maps is atrocious, dude. Atrocious.
Yeah. I don't like the season pass thing. I don't like the season pass idea. But it's not that I don't. Okay, hold on. Let me back this up, because I gotta break apart before I end up really giving my opinion on it. So now with the season pass, the great thing about the season pass is you pay one price and you don't have to worry about updates anymore. Any update that there is that they come out with, it is now officially paid for. So in a sense, the season pass does make sense. It actually does good. When I first heard of it, I just really didn't understand it, so I was just like, that's stupid. Like, but games games need updates. Games, instead of paying a full price for a whole new game, they're really trying to use these patches and updates and expansions. Expansions is the word that I'm really looking for. The expansions is huge. And with that being said, it's what improves our gaming experience. Expansions are so good, and at the same time they're so bad. They're such a double-edged sword, because it's like people are really feeling that developers are getting lazy because of the use of expansion and patches, and I do believe that in a sense I do believe that there are people that are taking advantage of that system. I don't think all game developers are, and I don't think that we should all of a sudden say, you know what, no more expansions, no more patches or anything like that, because I think that would be such a bad thing to do. We just have to be more critical and what's the word I'm looking for? More anal on when we buy in our games, and if we know it's junk from the beginning, we gotta speak our mind about it and let people know and say, hey, listen, this is not okay. And
Yeah.
eventually people will get the word and it will spread out and people won't buy the game or whatever the situation is. But
Hmm.
the expansions thing, man, it's so crucial because it saves us that $60 of buying a whole new game, and it allows that $60 to have a longer shelf life of a game. So when you're spending that $60 that you didn't want to spend or whatever you bought it for, it's going to expand that shelf life. Now, instead of it being a one and done, like Destiny, for example, I feel was very, very cut short. I think if it wasn't
Yeah.
for expansions and stuff like that, that game would have never got pushed out the way it was, because then the
Hmm.
game would be junk because it's so
Yeah.
short and easy. But because of expansions, it makes that game last so much longer than what it should. Now, that's a bad example because of the fact that that's one of the ones I think that took advantage of that. We know that we can come up with expansions,
Yeah.
but it's a good game. I'm not shitting on the game. The game's good
Yeah.
for about 2 weeks, and then you know what I mean. But it's just not
Yeah.
my type of game. There's a lot of people that still play. There's a lot of people that still love it, and I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure if I got the expansion, I would love it too. But I'm on to new games. So,
Yeah.
but in that type of sense, expansions are a wonderful thing for the industry because again, it like it lengthens the shelf life of those games. But I do like the season pass because now you buy that season pass, you don't have to worry about it. You paid for it, and whatever expansion they come out with, you're set for. And
Hmm.
get me wrong, that's how season pass works, right?
I think it's depending on the title because I agree to an extent with season passes. However, like, okay, Borderlands, great series. You buy the season pass, you get every expansion that they're going to put out for it. Okay, amazing. Then again, you have Battlefield, Call of Duty. Well, let's just pick on those two. Like, you buy the season pass for only 4 maps. You buy them only for a handful of things, knowing they're probably going to come out with more. So it's kind of like I don't mind paying extra, as I know it's going to secure the longevity of it
Right.
of the game, but not if I'm paying extra to just have to pay more down the road, for additional content. I don't, however, agree with locking things on the disc, and you're pretty much just flipping the switch for these expansions, maps, whatever add-ons you're getting, it's already on the disc. Like, give me something to where it's a 5 gig download, 2 to 5 gig download. That way I know, okay, you're putting more content in there. You're not just like, oh, we've opened up this section of the disc, we've opened up this section, so it's not hash. Like, Borderlands does a really good job because with their expansions, oh no, let's just their DLCs, you're getting like hours of more of additional content where it's not just kind of like, okay, it's just one map or it's a weapon pack or a skin pack. I really think it's up to the developer, and it's the developer. It's up to them really, like what they decide to put into it, which kind of makes me lean more towards, Gearbox. I'll always buy a season pass. Depending on how amped up I'm waiting for the game, I'll buy the season pass. But some of them I'm kind of like, you're gonna nickel and dime me for it. I'm like, no, I'd rather not.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's nerve wracking because how do I know how many expansions they're gonna come up with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, well, and it's hard. Like, I would feel more comfortable. Okay, say regardless of the game, if they said any update and any DLC that's coming out, you'll get it.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine. If it's one, if it's two, if it's 17, okay, I'm fine with that. But to have a set number, it's like, all right, for the next two for $20, season pass, and I'm like, it's not really a season pass, it's a bundle.
Right,
You know,
right.
I
So
mean,
like, why don't I just wait for you to come out with the two, and then because then I might not even play the game anymore.
exactly. And see, and that's also another thing. I mean, you make an investment into a season pass, and it takes them a year or two
Yeah.
to have all the DLCs, and you're not even playing the game anymore. And it's kind of, all right, let me get back into it to get this. I mean, that's happened to me a few times. Don't get me wrong, but at the same point, it's kind of like it sucks because why am I paying $40, $60 for an expansion that I have to wait a year and a half, 2 years for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I want that immediate gratification where if I'm giving you all this money up front, give me something like every 3 months. I mean, 3 months to me for any kind of hardcore gamer that will plow through the initial game, and you're more than on to expansions at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Yeah, that shit's frustrating. Just with the whole waiting, and by the time, like you said, they come out with an expansion, I'm done with this game. I don't want to do this game anymore. And especially, a game like Destiny, I'd be very upset if I got a season pass for Destiny. But it kind of forces you that you have to like it and have to be more into it. But again, it's good for those hardcore people that are like they only buy that one game. And that's one of the things that I hate about myself is that I am such a universal gamer, and it is frustrating because I'm like, I want to play this one, I want to play that one, I want to play this one. Like, I wish I could be some of these people that only play sports games or only play, MMORPGs and one specific one maybe. All that's all they play and all they dedicate their time to, because it sucks being.
No, it's expensive.
Yeah,
it's more than.
It's a very expensive hobby.
I just want to be that gamer that has one system.
Yeah.
One system, and I'm just like, oh god, okay, what game I am? But no, and as much as I want to say I haven't done the multi-console thing, I'm just lacking the Xbox. And honestly, no, I can afford the Xbox. I don't want to afford the Xbox because it's kind of like I have all of these to go with, as is, and I'm just kind of like, no. And speaking of season pass DLCs. I hate timed exclusives.
Oh.
Microsoft sucks for that because Dragon Age, like last week or the week before, they got their DLC for Inquisition.
Uh-huh.
When is PlayStation getting it? I don't know. PC has it. Xbox has it because they're... Anyways, that's a whole other podcast. But it's one of those... Because, okay, I'll go back into Dragon Age, but I don't want it to be like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what did I do? And it's, I don't know, timed exclusives suck ass. And I don't care whether it's PlayStation, Xbox. I really don't even, you know what, computer and Xbox are one and the same, actually. So it's like, I do not like timed exclusives. Console exclusives, I don't know. It's depending on the moment, I should say, but DLCs, if you're going to make one, make it come out for both systems.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Like, I'm into the exclusive games because then it gives me a reason to buy that game. But if you're coming out with a game that's for all three systems, why are you going to come out with exclusive packages? Like, that's frustrating. You're like, you know what? Then I don't want the fucking game then because it's not it's not the full game. Like, so why am I gonna get the game if it's not gonna be the full game? Like, it doesn't make sense. No, I see exactly where you're coming from with that, and I hate it personally. Yeah. It's frustrating as shit. It's just another thing to add on the list of things that piss you off as a gamer. You know what? As gamers, we have a lot of things to be pissed off about.
We're angry people.
We are very angry. And you know what? It didn't happen until, I would say, around the PlayStation and Xbox era, like the very first PSX and the Xbox One, because before then, we were all happy. We had our cartridges, and we were like, hey, we put a game in, you play it, and the game was over, and you bought another one, And we get into the disc world, and it was just like, oh my god, the value of a game, man, was just like, okay, I'm spending like $50, $40 on a brand new game. The graphics are shit. The story is shit. The controls are shit. The music is shit. It's like everything just sucks. You're mad you bought the game, so what do? You broke it. So now not only are you mad that everything was shit, but now you're mad because you were impatient and you broke it because you were so emotional. So it's like now you're just seeing a psychiatrist because you just played the worst game of your life and you just spent freaking 40 hours at work to save up for the stupid game, and then you probably broke your system too because now your system's not turning because now your system won't play blue bottom discs anymore. So now you're pissed off. So it's like seriously, it's like when during the disc era, it all went downhill from there. Like we became grumpy And everyone was like, man,
Yeah.
gamers are moody. It's like, yeah, we're goddamn moody. We just spent freaking $400 after waiting outside for 12 hours in line in the rain with people that you don't even like talking about
Yes.
how they got better shit than you.
Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to start up. I'm sorry, okay? I know this gamer camaraderie, whatever. I'm not a sociable person. All right, my personality is not user friendly. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the best way I can say it. And
Uh-oh,
it's one
someone
of those-
unlocked something. Someone's in the dungeon.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's calling. I'm like, you know what time it is. But whatchamacallit, it's like people sit there and try to talk to you, and I'm like, I don't know you. I'm like, oh, this game's cool. I'm like, no, the game sucks. That's why I'm standing out here at midnight to get nothing. But you know what? Now, I'll do you one better. I could tolerate the PS1 era, the initial gen, because the game you got is the game you got. We didn't really see DLCs in PS2. Any kind of DLCs or add-on, you had to buy an entire new disc. So you knew the game that you initially bought was not going to get touched. I think we screwed ourselves as gamers, PS3 and the Xbox 360. Because then we made the push into more digital.
I think that was a dark time, PS3 and Xbox 360. Even though I enjoyed the system, it was just I think that was the lesser time of good times for the system. Even though, like, I'm not saying the system's capability, I think gaming in general, I think that was probably the era I bought the least amount of video games. To be honest, now that I think about it, I think I bought the least amount of video games for my PS3 than any other system.
And I could think that, and honestly, I think we snow screened ourselves because we pushed for more realistic looking games. Oh, this is beautiful. But we allowed developers to patch games. And we got into where, online and everything is connected. And now it's, we can push patches. We can push patches. And then it's just kind of like, I think we Stockholm syndromed ourselves. So now it's kind of like if we now, this game isn't getting patched. Is it okay? I think we've set ourselves up to now be like, we're accepting the fact that games are incomplete. And I think we need to reboot ourselves and get back into the PS2 mindset. Not even PS2, Xbox, PS2, where developers had to put out a good game from the get-go or the game tanked.
I do have to say, though, like, with that being said, I do like the start of what PS4 and Xbox One has, but more PS4. I'm very impressed with what PS4 came out with so far. Not so much of the game inventory, like the games I've thought were okay. I'm in love with just the whole system of what PS Plus has brought, and I think that right there has been such a game changer. PS Plus is the best thing that ever existed, and now Xbox Gold is doing the same thing. I do like that Xbox is doing the same thing. It's not at the level as PSN. I'm sorry, anyone can debate that. I have the library to prove that it's not even. I get 6 games a month for free, and everyone's like, "Whoa, but they're shitty games." Okay, let's go through next month's games, for example. Whether you like the games or not, I think no matter what, you should download them because that's what I do because you never know when you go back, and it's a free freaking game. Shut the fuck up. I apologize for the anger. But all right, so PS4's games, right? This month they've given you 3. So they've 3 PS4 games. So they gave you Tower of Guns. No one's heard of it, but guess what? It's a first-person shooter. Looks pretty fun. Watch the YouTube videos. Seems cool. Never Alone. It's like a puzzle game. Awesome. I like it. Looks cool to me. I'll take it. And then Aurora's Awakening. That one's a PS3 and PS4. Looks good. I'll take it. So then you have PS3 Dishonored. Was a platinum game, wasn't it? Didn't they say that ended up selling over so much? So I like it. I'll take it. And then you got your Vita games, Killzone Mercenaries. I mean, what the fuck? That was a top selling game for PSV. Who cares how old it is? It was still a top selling game.
No, actually, dude, I think it still is. That's still a $40 PS Vita game. I mean, that's not coming down.
I don't own it, so now I do. And then and then Monster Bag. I've never heard of it, but it looks adorable. It says adorable right in the description. So I mean, why not? I mean, that's. That's how I see it. I mean, you get free games, whether you play them or not. If it's free, you're going to play it. You're going to at least try it. And guess what? Now it adds interest into the games. And it's a free thing. And they have good games. I mean, Injustice was free a couple months ago. That game was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Free game. Like,
not just Injustice. It was the Ultimate Edition. And I don't care whether you get in on that. It is not just your bare bones game. I mean, they're giving you everything with it. So kudos.
Yes, definitely. So it's 8 o'clock. That's about our time. So real quick, I'll go through, shout out a couple people. As you guys can see in the bottom here, got a couple sponsors for the show, even though they're not really sponsors. They're just people I like to sponsor because they've done so much for us. So first one I want to check out, announce was See Emily Photography. She does a great job. She does all our flyers. She does an amazing job. She doesn't just do flyers or business stuff. She also does family pictures. She personally does my family pictures, and she's excellent at doing it. So check out SeeEmilyPhotography.com. Great pictures. She does a great job. Great prices as well. So also JP Creations. Awesome. They custom build anything that you want. They've built my Nintendo cabinet, which if you check us out on Facebook, you'll see the pictures of my cabinet. It's my Nintendo console cabinet where all my Nintendo games is. It lights up. It looks like a big size Nintendo. It's got fans in it to keep it cool. Thing's awesome. They also built the Nintendo controller table. Anything you guys want, shoot it to them. They'll give you some kind of an idea of what it would cost and what you would pay, and you guys can work something out. They're great. Also want to give a huge shout out to PDP, which is Performance Designed Products. They make headphones, they make controllers, they make Disney Infinity little bags and stuff like that. They're awesome. They gave us the fight pads for the Super Smash Bros. I can't find the camera. Make sure I find the camera. Super Smash Bros. Tournament, which is this Thursday. We will be giving away. Actually, I have 2 Wario controllers to give away. These are my favorite. Actually, the Samus one's my favorite. I got one of those, which will probably go to first place. So,
hold on, and
look at that! Oh, he's got the Zelda one, dude. I didn't.
I had this ordered months.
I didn't get that one. They didn't send me that one. They sent me 2 Princess Peaches.
Oh, bastards!
Yeah, I know. Them bastards sent me Princess Peach. What am I gonna do with a pink controller? But no, these things are awesome. I use it for Mario Kart. I use it for just Mario World. It's so much better than just the regular Wii, and it plugs right into your Wii U controller, which is awesome. So it makes it wireless, so you don't need that divider thing.
Nice.
They're pretty good price, $25, I believe they are. Yeah, $25, I believe they cost at GameStop. Yeah. But not sponsoring them. Fuck them. So speaking of the devil, they are sponsoring our Super Smash Brothers contest, which is this Friday. If you want to sign up, check us out on Facebook. Sign up on the Facebook page. It's $20, $25 in total. It's $20 entry fee, $5 venue fee. The grand prize, first place gets 70% of the pot and a controller. Second place gets 20% of the pot plus a controller, and then third place gets 10% plus a controller. So all places get controllers. We will also be giving away controllers here on the show. We will do it next week, actually. So how we'll do it, Chris, and see if you agree with this. So I'm thinking what we can do is, for all the people that are watching, you have to type in what is it? Not like us. What's it called? Register? Not register. I forget. We're new to Twitch, so follow us. Another word for follow. What is it?
Favorite?
No. We'll get the hang of this Twitch. Don't be mad at us. But you gotta like us on here, and then also type in to the text that "Give me my damn controller." It has to be those words. Give me my damn controller. So if you type that in, we'll take your name and we'll raffle it at the next show, and we'll just give you guys a controller. So simple, easy. You want a fight pad? That's a good way to get one. So, and that's really about it. They're awesome, dude. They really are. I'm actually gonna see if I can get. They made the Mortal Kombat one controller, And yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I'm gonna see if I can buy myself one from them and see what I can do. So, and speaking of Mortal Kombat, next week we will have a midnight release for Mortal Kombat. So the lounge will be open at midnight, and we will have Mortal Kombat installed on Xbox and PlayStation 4. And we will have it on release, and then you guys can come in all week. And that Friday, we will be having, I think it's Friday. Yeah, Friday, we will be having a Mortal Kombat tournament, and it's only $5 to enter that one. So it's $5 for the new fee, $5 entry fee, so it's $10 total. Because it's a new game, we figured we drop the price extremely low because no one's going to be really good at it. So, but yeah, so I'm excited for the Mortal Kombat, dude. That's going to be.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched the fatalities. Crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm like,
yeah, insane, crazy. So,
Now-
what?
Have you figured or got it set up to where you can stream the tournaments?
I will
on
be.
Twitch yet?
I will be.
Nice.
I'm gonna see if I can I might buy the streaming thing this week, so that way I can do the Smash Brothers one, and then we'll have cameras too. So I think this week will be our week that we're actually gonna start streaming that.
Nice.
I'm working on it. So, but if not this week, definitely by the Mortal Kombat one, we'll definitely be streaming. It. Definitely streaming that. So, but yeah, I think that's everybody. So check out those places: pdp.com, jp creations-ma.com, and cmlephotography.com. Great companies, great businesses, and I want to thank them for all the services that they always do for us. So that's it. Next week, check us out. Same time, same channel, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock every Monday. Now we do video on Twitch. Also, keep checking out on our Facebook page and our Twitch because we randomly stream. So I know I stream and Chris has his streaming thing. We're going to actually link it all to our .com so that way you can just see it all on the one page. So I'm liking this Twitch shit, Chris. I'm really liking it, man.
I do. I like it a lot more too, and because it's I like it where my self-imposed ADD, so it's kind of like
it's like
I'm like,
I see you.
Nice. Yeah, we're children. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yes.
You knew this.
Yes.
You knew this when you started watching.
You try to have fun. With
Yes.
it. But all right, man. I think that's about it. So I'm Van, as it says under my picture,
Chris.
as you see down there, and he's Chris, as it says down there, like Van and Chris. We'll check you guys out next week at same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.
Later.
I gotta see if I can get the music going this time. See if it will play.
Ready?
Ready?
There we go.